All right, I believe we're live now. Shai? Okay, I believe we're live. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We're happy to have you all here. We will just give it around about 5 minutes, just waiting for everybody to join this webinar. Please just keep with us. We'll start it very shortly. Thanks for joining, everybody. Again, we're just waiting a few minutes, and then we will start this presentation.
Sorry, I was on mute. I was just asking where's everybody checking in from? What industries? Thank you for the message in the chat facility. I realized. Thank you.
All right. As Shad mentioned, guys, please let us know where you guys are checking in from, what industries you are all working in. We are happy to hear from you. Please leave your comments in the chat box. And also, if you guys have any questions, we would love to give you guys some feedback during the webinar. And also, if the webinar doesn't answer your questions, we are happy to hear from you guys.
Nice. A lot of messages coming through from. I've got people from around the world by the looks of it. Especially got some industries coming in just now as well.
Maldives, good. India, lawyer, Germany. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Cape Town, South Africa. Welcome.
Lovely.
The most beautiful place in the world, just FYI, everybody. To visit.
I've got someone from Italy, Belgium. Some not too far off. Some are in the UAE as well. Not too close by.
Welcome from Business Bay, guys. Welcome from Business Bay.
Yeah, so for those of you just coming in now, just asking for those of you who've checked, where are you checking in from, or what industry you're checking in from, it'll be good to know. We'll be just giving those who are probably coming in another couple of minutes before we sort of start the presentation. Sheikh Zayed Road. I think that's the closest we've got to where we are. Yep, think Waleed, you take the trophy on this one. Unless somebody says it literally, well, Business Bay as well. Yep. Bay Square.
Free Golden Visa. Hopefully soon. All right, guys, last minute and then we can start the presentation. Bay Square.
So yeah, I do believe this webinar is pre-recorded as well, but let's see.
Yeah, we will release it afterwards. It will also be placed, on our YouTube channel, just for everybody. If you missed on everything, or you guys just want to run back towards it, it will be available on Creative Zone's YouTube channel. All right, so basically we are on 120 participants as of now, so I believe we can start this webinar formally. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this webinar. Today's webinar is all about golden visas. Myself and Shahid, we will be hosting today, and we are excited to have you all here with us today. Okay, so just to formally introduce myself, I am Dean from the Concierge Department, and I'm one of the Concierge executives. And with me also is Shahid, one of the Golden Visa specialists in our team. And I'll also be giving him, just the time to introduce himself shortly. All right, so today we will be doing a deep dive on how we can assist you to apply for a golden visa. All right, to map out the webinar, we will discuss 3 routes we can assist you guys with. And also, please take a note. We will deep dive with everyone a little bit more in terms of the requirements, the how to apply for the golden visa, the qualifications for the golden visas. We will give you guys everything you need to know. The very first one is the salary route. Okay, for professionals earning 30,000 or more monthly. The second one is going to be the property investor visa, which you need to invest around about 2 million, or not 2 million, the threshold is 2 million. And the last one is a golden visa through investment, fixed investments. All right, so just starting with the salary route and a small introduction area regarding the golden visa. I will now just ask Shai to introduce himself and take it further from here.
Thank you very much, Dean. So hi, everyone. Thank you for joining in today for this Golden Visa presentation webinar. So I'm Shahid, and as Dean mentioned, I'm a Golden Visa specialist, and I've worked with Creative Zone for just under a year. So yeah, just quickly an overview of the Golden Visa. It was established in 2019, attracting investors, people that wanting to, have a business, those who wanted to actually feel the sense of residency in the UAE. It's one of the most attractive things was it was made especially as Dubai is one of the leading hubs for businesses, and that's thanks to the government to give everyone this sort of opportunity. So one of the routes that I'm going to go into first is the salary route of the Golden Visa. So as Dean just touched on, the salary requirement for the Golden Visa is 30K or more. That is one of the most sort of important fundamental parts of applying for the Golden Visa. And now we'll go into further just in terms of exactly what is sort of required in order for you to proceed. So the first sort of document that we sort of look into is the NOC, which is the non-objection certificate. This is something that will be given to you by your sort of company that you're working for. And a lot of you who are working in a company will be familiar with that. And it's sort of given by your HR. This is to ensure that your company, yourself, everybody's in the same line of communication in order that they know that you're taking the Golden Visa. One of the second requirements is the attested degree certificate. A degree certificate that is quite important, and it must be attested from either from the UAE or and also where you actually got your degree from. So it needs to have a verification from both pathways. And the third document that we sort of look for in applying for this Golden Visa is the labor contract. Again, it's distributed by your company, just mentions sort of your name, your position, your salary in the company, and then moving forward with that is the salary certificate as well. Again, it needs to mention your position, your salary, and exactly your position in the company. And the other thing that to apply for the Golden Visa is a bank statement. You need a 6 months bank statement showing exactly the same amount of money that is coming into the account. This must be a basic salary. One of the things that people sometimes get confused with is that a lot of people earn, say, 20,000 a month, but they have a bonus that surpasses 10, 20, 30, or even more. Unfortunately, to apply for a Golden Visa, your basic must have a common denominator of 30K or plus, and the bonuses are just an actual added advantage. Another thing that is important is your passport and visa. Now, one thing about your visa is that the government are quite anal upon the visa designation. Now, your visa designation, whether you're a CEO, you're a manager, you're a legal advisor, or an accountant or doctor, doesn't matter which position you may hold, this needs to be matching up to 3 of the following documents: your NOC, your salary certificate, and your labor contract. It needs to have the exact same designation. If it hasn't, it will not pass. Okay, and then the sort of minor sort of documents, minor attachments we need is your studio picture. It needs to be a white background studio picture, very clear. This will be for your fancy Golden Visa, Golden Emirates ID card, and then you just need your Emirates ID that you have with your employment. If your company is in the free zone, you will also need to be required to give them, you need to obtain a free zone NOC and a salary certificate. But again, I can go into more of that if somebody is working in the free zone and is looking to get a golden visa here. One of the most important things to note is that we have a lot of Emirates in UAE. We have, but the only Emirates that at the moment is eligible for the golden visa is in the Dubai visa. So a lot of people from Fujairah or Kemah are not eligible at this point. But again, I think when moving forward, Dean will explain the other routes for those categories to sort of get the golden visa. So those are the sort of the requirements that are needed. And again, I just had a question I just saw now. What about those of visa from Abu Dhabi? Unfortunately, those who obtain the visa from Abu Dhabi who are working in a salary job will not be entitled for a golden visa just now at the moment. But again, there will be other pathways that if you're staying in and tuning in, Dean will able to go into, and it may be something that you may qualify for. Okay, so that's just to that question. Now I'll explain to you exactly the steps. So once we've actually, so what we do here at Creative Zone is actually a free eligibility check. So once I've qualified you, I've understand your position in your industry, I will then take all the documents that I've just mentioned. I run it past a free eligibility check with my eligibility team here, because we'd like to make sure we get in a pre-approval. Once we get in a pre-approval, I will then now talk you through the exactly steps. So firstly, we go through the sort of travel arrangement. So I'll have a designated driver that will collect you from your designated location, will take you to go and get your medical done. Once the medical is done, we sort of wait, and then it's a sort of, we wait, and then the application is then processed from the medical side of the team, where you go into the approval and the visa stamping. From then on, you're going into your biometrics and your Emirates ID application. In the process of that, you're then distributed your Emirates ID. So those of you are sitting there thinking, well, actually, Shahid, how long does it actually take? Well, it can take between 7 to 30 days of processing your golden visa. We have a fast track service for those who are eager to obtain their golden visa. We also have our steady 25 to 30 working days of getting your golden visa. So pretty much the timeline is pretty much is 30 days to get the golden visa through the salary route. So again, if things that you may want to ask, things that any sort of things that you think that you want to query, please use the chat facility, and I'll do my best to actually answer questions and get in touch with you. But that's pretty much the sort of salary route. So I'm just going to pass it over to Dean, who will explore the other routes that we've got remaining.
Thanks, Shahid. Appreciate it. Just to backtrack to the salary route, guys, the procedure is pretty straightforward. We will apply for the golden visa whilst you are on your current visa. Just the mapping out of it is basically we will apply with your current visa. The approval, then only will your visa be cancelled, and then we will send you for the medical. So for those who were just wondering, and then also we had a question from Grant. So it's basically, it needs to be coming from WPS. Yes, any Dubai company actually needs to pay their salaries from WPS, so that definitely needs to be done. Diploma suffice. We can definitely look into a diploma. So basically we will do a pre-assessment in any way, so please be in touch with us so we can see what kind of diploma you have, and we can always just run it by the government just to see if we can work with the diploma. Then we just see another one, UAE written orders ability. No, so you need to be on a Dubai employment visa. You cannot, so if you are earning a salary from abroad, you will not be eligible. So the criteria has kind of been released, it's been minimalized throughout the last year and a half. But as of now, we are looking at a 6 months period, right? So basically to qualify, we will do a pre-assessment. So if one of the documents cannot be provided, unfortunately, we will not be able to do it. When it comes to a bachelor degree or a diploma, we can always look into that, but also this document needs to be attested. How long before expiry existing visa should be start? So look, we ideally need a month, all right, because there's a pre-assessment we do, like Shah had mentioned, it's a credibility check. So what we do is we do a free assessment for everyone that wants to know. Please be in contact with us. We will share with you this exact requirements you will need. We will gather all these documents from you and your employer. So once we've got a full set of documents, we can also see if you guys would be eligible or not. But ideally, I say, before the visa expires, give it a month, because once we get you guys the pre-approval from our team, then we can ideally start. Because once we submitted the application, it can take around about 7 to 30 days, depending on the option you guys choose to go for. But yeah, that's a good
and just a quick note, which I probably didn't mention: the pre-approval that we do for free here at Create Your Zone can take between 24 to 48 hours. So it's not that long from actually obtaining and ascertaining all the information to then me send it across to our visa team to actually find out if you're eligible or not. So it's not that long. It's 24 to 48 hours. So if you have any sort of confusion or anything, try it out, see if you actually qualify. We do it for free here, so it's not an issue. At least you actually have peace of mind whether you qualify or not.
Yeah, so there's just another question here, guys. We would love to answer all questions. So if you are not CEO, ideally we need you just on a managerial position. And then also just another question there, from an executive general manager based on Golden Visa requires 5 years of experience, according to the website. Yes, I believe that was the case. But we have the processing ready. They've released the timeline. They've actually relaxed on the requirements a little bit as of now. So again, please be in touch with us so we can also have a pre-assessment done for you, and we can check how we can apply for your Golden Visa. But again, guys, the only thing, the most important thing is that you're on an employment visa and you're on your designation is a managerial position. We will need an NOC from the company. All right, this is basically the company just giving you permission to work basically just for you to move to the Golden Visa. And lastly, just another quick benefit for the Golden Visa: if you decide to leave the company or your employer would like to move on, or just you're let go, your visa will still be valid, because it's on your merits based on the time of applying for the Golden Visa. So that is one benefit of having the Golden Visa salary route. Guys, thank you for the questions. I think we should just move on to the next one. It's going to be, so I will just go to the Golden Visa for the fixed deposit.
We will have an opportunity at the end. If you have further questions, I will make sure that we will get through them. If it's not from here, from outside, and qualify you a little bit more and get to know your situation. So do not worry if your question hasn't been answered. Please do not worry. We'll definitely be in touch with you.
So we will firstly touch base on the Golden Visa fixed deposit, guys. There's not much to it. It's very, very straightforward. So basically what we need from our clients to apply for Golden Visa through a fixed deposit is you having 2 million fixed deposit with the bank, right? It needs to be for the duration of 2 years, but nothing less. And it can also be more. The only requirement we really need from this for this possible route is a letter from the bank. This letter needs to state that the duration of the fixed deposit and also the amount. And lastly, they basically need to give permission or mentioning that they will inform the immigration that once the fixed deposit is taken out, that they will inform the immigration. So basically, it's just like a security from their side, so that they are aware of But further than that, that is how you qualify for the Golden Visa for a fixed deposit. It's very, very straightforward. We're happy to assist if you guys have any further questions on that. But I think let's dive into the Golden Visa for real estate owners. I think there's a little bit more of material there. Guys, when it comes to Golden Visa through real estate, there's a threshold of 2 million AED. All right. So when it comes to the 2 million, anything can be above, guys, but 2 million is the threshold. Obviously, there's a few ways of buying a property here in the UAE. So what we will do is to get the pre-approval, right? Just to take one step back, the procedure of the application is we will ask you to send us your title deed. Once we receive your title deed, we will also ask you a few questions. Is this, is this mortgage? Is it bought individually bought, or is it from the developer? All right. So if it's bought cash, it will also mention not mortgage. So ideally, then we will be fine. We send the document to the land department, and they will give us the approval. Once we get the approval, we can immediately start. The mortgage one is where it gets a little bit more complicated. All right, guys, keep in mind that we need to prove that you have bought a property for 2 million or paid at least 2 million. So with that said, is if your property is mortgaged, we will need you to give us an NOC from the bank saying the amount of the mortgage and how much is being paid back towards that mortgage already. So then we can take that NOC from the bank and send it to the land department with your title deed and your passport copy. They will then give us the approval. Once we get the approval, we can immediately proceed. And I will go more in depth into the steps now. So basically, the very first step is to get this pre-approval. And now you also know what we would need to obtain the pre-approval. Once we got the pre-approval, we can then submit at the land department. So at this, so basically just the procedures is, again, once we get the pre-approval, we will schedule your medical. For this, we will start the medical, and directly after, we will submit at the land department. Once we have submitted the application, it can again take round about, as speaking out of experience, it takes round about 10 to 15 working days to get the approval. Now, once we get to the stage of pre-approval, if you guys have a current visa, then we will share the approval from the land department. You then need to start canceling your current visa. Once your current visa is cancelled and your medical is completed, then we will immediately have your pink visa stamp, the Golden Visa for 10 years. But that is basically it in a nutshell. Shahid, is there any questions or from your side you have read while I was explaining?
Yeah, that's it really. I mean, the most salient point that is about the property is that when you do use a property to obtain your Golden Visa, just be assured that it is registered with Dubai Land Department. So selling your property or looking to, do something with your property will be a detriment to your visa. So bear that in mind when you do apply for your property Golden Visa. It is coined to your assets.
So look, the property value is not over the threshold of 2 million. Unfortunately, we even had clients coming to us saying that the property is 1.999, and unfortunately they do not accept it. They're very strict with the 2 million, as it was previously much higher. So as of now, we're working on a 2 million threshold. Off-plan properties work as well. Sorry, I've missed that. So off-plan is very complicated getting the pre-approval, right? So once you guys share with us the title deed and the mortgage, the NOC from the bank, it usually takes us around about 2 to 3 working days to get the approval. When it comes to off-plan, it is possible. We can assist. It's just basically a lot more questions. We will basically be in contact. Once we get all the documents, the land department will also be in contact with the developer. So as it will take around about it even can take up to 2 weeks to get that pre-approval. But yes, we can, as long, again, as the 2 million point is paid towards. But yeah, that's that.
And you can use multiple properties as well. So
Yes,
if you've
correct.
got a
Yeah.
property that's sitting at 1.2 million, you've got another property at 800,000, you can use 2 title deeds to qualify yourself for a golden visa. And that is absolutely fine. You know, in some cases you may have a fully paid 1.8 million property, as I can see now. Actually, there's a question from now. Just quickly to go over for yours. If you've got a property that's 1.8 million, you cannot invest 200,000, but invest that 200,000 into another unit or another property in UAE. But going back to my point, you can use, say, for example, a 1.8 million property, and you've got another property that, say, is maybe 100,000. I don't know, something that's along the lines of 2. But if you've got one on mortgage, you can use the one that's on mortgage as well to qualify. Just long as the threshold passes 2 million.
Yeah. Hi, Peter. Thank you very much for your question. There's no disadvantage. If you go on a golden visa, it's actually advantages for the employer. Obviously, they don't have to renew your visa every 2 years, as the new visa duration is 2 years. You will get a golden visa for 10 years. Just go back to the salary route, guys. Sorry, I'm jumping around. If you have a salary, a golden visa through salary route, the only thing the employer needs to do is get you a work permit. But it's not disadvantageous. It's very, very advantageous. And this is also where we're coming to the benefits of having a Dubai Golden Visa. But yeah, so guys, on the screen now, I do apologize again, guys, jumping all over the place. With the Golden Visa property route, there is just one thing we just need to make clear, right? So once you apply for a Golden Visa under a property, you cannot sell the property. Your visa will be connected to that property. In the event you guys want to move, you guys want to sell the property, you guys will need to present another title deed, 2 million or more. We go basically through the same process of the pre-approval. They will then freeze the visa, move it to the other property, and then only you can sell the new property, the old property. Just for FYI. Guys, we also like to dive with 1.8 million property for cash paid. One can get 5 years golden visa. Unfortunately not. So they've taken away the 5-year visa. It's now only 2 years and 10 years. And also, thank you very much for this question. I do appreciate it. Also, one thing we need to make clear is that, say, for instance, we've got 2 investors on one title deed above 6 million or even 10 million. They will both get only 2-year visas. It's only husband and wife going, buying a property where we will actually need a marriage certificate. They will get a 10-year golden visa, and then the wife can be sponsored as a dependent. But yeah, this is now moving to the benefits of the Dubai Golden Visa, guys. I think you guys can see it on the screen. There's 2 I just want to take a further look on. One of the benefits is that you don't need to be inside the country every 183 days. You can actually stay outside of the country for as long as you like. Even if you visit once, it will be fine. Again, you can have 100% ownership in Dubai. What that means is you can have your own company. Your visa does not need to be under that company. You will have 100% ownership of that company still. The visa doesn't need to be connected to that to the company. Also, if you're an employee, and it goes the same for the salary route. But yeah, please do feel free if you guys have any questions. If we've missed any questions, please drop us a comment so we can have a quick question and answer. Please be in contact with us, Pamela. We would love to share with you the costs because each and every the cost is different for each application. And it does lead to it does not lead to citizenship, but you will have 10-year residency. Unfortunately, in the UAE we only have the visas, no citizenship as of now.
One of the best kind of benefits and pros about having a golden visa, and a lot of the cases that I deal with is a lot of people like to plan for the future. In any event that the golden visa holder, something happens to them, their family still stay in the duration of that 10-year golden visa. Again, it is for the future, and mainly for dependents. The main holder can have his mum, father, wife, kids, under the Golden Visa, and they too are eligible for 10 years Golden Visa.
Shahid, you
So
still
it's just
there?
one. Yep. There's a little bit of a lag
Okay.
there.
Yeah, so just touching base, children and direct family, guys, no brothers or sisters or nephews, but mother and father now also qualifies for a 10-year visa. This is the good news. Obviously, your spouse and children also qualifies for a 10-year golden visa. And again, do you need to be in Dubai every 6 months? No, this is one of the benefits. You can enter as you like, as many times as you like, when you like.
Turan, yeah, that is pretty correct. Yeah, so if you have a free zone company paying yourself the same salary, making sure that being the free zone, being Dubai free zone, and you are paying yourself for 6 months with the same salary of 30k or more, yeah, that could work. But again, it's something that I would reach out to you and then check, because again, applying for Golden Visa is sometimes in this situation a case-to-case dilemma. So yeah, again, we're more than happy to help you, Turan, if you reach out to us, and we can certainly help.
Yes, and guys, just to touch base on the requirements to sponsor a family. So when it comes to sponsoring a child, we would need obviously the birth certificate attested of the kid, and we also have the marriage certificate attested for the marriage certificate. And then if you want to sponsor a parent, you basically need to have your birth certificate attested and the parent's marriage certificate.
Yeah.
I hope that answers the question above. But further than that, with the golden visas, they're not too picky on the requirements. It's just basic requirements after that, passport pictures and the photos and all these things.
And with dependents, we can certainly help.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so
Dave.
it's just most important to have the documents attested. But please reach out to us. We can run you through specific scenarios on what documents need to be attested.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. But in terms of, yeah, there's one question about can we sponsor the parent on a golden visa? Is there any requirement? Again, yeah, we can talk you through that process, but essentially, yes, if the main holder has a golden visa, he can, and I stress this enough, that he can sponsor his parents.
Yes.
But there is certain documentation that's required, and there's certain attestations that are required. At Creator Zone, we offer a wide range of services to ensure that we can help you best, obtain the golden visa.
Yeah, we do assist with everything. I also see just a comment here. For the free zones, for the salary route, we basically need you on a Dubai company. You can basically set up a Dubai company, get yourself a managerial position under the Dubai company, and then thereafter pay yourself a salary for 6 months, but not the free zone. We're currently working on further, further getting golden visas from the free zones. We're busy working on the structure. We hope to have this launched soon, but as of now, just be patient with us. It's only for Dubai and Dubai's free zones as of now. Mother-in-law, we can definitely answer you afterwards. Start up a company in Dubai and I get a real estate or a fixed deposit. Oh, well, you can basically start. You can either go one of these two ways. You can buy a property, or we can apply under your property. Or the second one, if you want to do the fixed deposit route, firstly you need to do the fixed deposit, but it wouldn't make a difference in terms of timeline.
Okay, we do offer two sort of timelines. Like I said, if you want the standard, there is 30 days, but we do obviously do an express, depending on how much of there is a rush to get the golden visa and how much of a timeline you need. It's all case to case, so we do offer that service. But again, we will have to look at your situation and qualify you properly in order to do an appropriate eligibility check, depending on whatever route you are going on.
Yeah. Also, another question: if the property costs 2 million and registered between wife and husband, again, either their husband or the wife will qualify for a 10-year golden visa, and the other one will be sponsored as dependent. but they will also get a 10-year Golden Visa. How can we get in touch with regarding the eligibility check? Please be in contact with us. We will be in contact with you really if you've registered already. I think my team has already shared the link. If you guys can just share it again, please. We basically just drop it there and we will be in contact with you guys in any ways. Also, just lastly, guys, there's a few ways of applying for a Golden Visa. Each one, each case is basically, we handle it separate, as each and every one, it's got different rules and regulations. The cost is different. By all means, we would like to encourage all of you to be in contact with us in terms of, thank you very much also for joining our webinar. Just for the joiners of this webinar, we've got a promo code of GOLD23. If we are successful and you get yourself qualified for the Golden Visa, we will also be happy to offer a 10% discount on the Puro fees. That is from my side. Shahid, any closing comments?
No, thank you so much for everyone who has tuned in from all around the world. It's brilliant having you here. It's in the afternoon here in the UAE, so we do appreciate a lot that you've come here and actually listened to us and actually wanted to find out more information about the Golden Visa. But yeah, thank you so much. Thank you from my side. Appreciate it, Dean. Thank you, Dean, for coming in and explaining your part. And yeah, we're thankful from Creative Zone that you all come in and tuned in this afternoon and taking the time and effort. And again, if you have any sort of questions or you want to, something that you've asked that hasn't been answered, please do be aware that our marketing side team and our information that we've just got here in front of you, please do be in touch. We'll be in touch with you, and hopefully we can find out a little bit more about your situation to help you obtain a Golden Visa. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.